Hey, what's up YouTube? Fox here, and welcome to another discussion video. And this one is going to be on uh, the what will be the Dragons of Legend 2, or more the the knights and the Hermos and Critias that are going to be in it. So as you can see, we have this amazing fusion of all three here. But we'll get to that in a moment. First off, we are going to go up to, let's see, yes, right. This is the Hermos Knight. It is a level 8 light warrior type effect monster with 2800 attack, 1800 defense, and its effect is cannot be normal summoned set. Must be special summoned by Legend of Heart and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up spell or trap card on the field, banish that target. And then once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can target one effect monster in your graveyard until your next end phase. This card's name becomes the same as that monster's and gains the same effects. So, pretty cool card. It looks like Joey. Um, its first effect, which is an effect that I believe that all the knights share, that's pretty good. And its second effect, however, I'm not quite sure what monster effect you're going to be copying to save yourself, because more than likely, if they're attacking this monster, they intend to destroy it. Either, more than likely with a monster that has more attack right off the bat, or maybe it's Light Sworns or Stellar Knights or some light deck, and they're going to drop Honest on you. Well, I mean, I know his effect does activate when it's targeted, so I mean, I guess you could activate his effect and then chain Mirror Force or something to protect him. But in terms of monster effects that are going to save him, rather than relying on back row so that you could use the monster effect next turn, I really can't think of anything. Um, I mean, I think there's a monster that where if it's targeted for an attack, you can target one trap card in your graveyard uh and activate it as this monster's effect, or I think. I mean, there's that, but I can't really think of anything unless it you could copy something like a Sangan sort of effect, and so when he's sent to the graveyard, you still get that effect. But I don't know. I don't know. And then next up we have the Claw of Hermos, which is a normal spell card and says this card is always treated as Legendary Dragon Hermos. You can only activate one the Claw of Hermos per turn. Send to the graveyard one material monster listed on a fusion monster from your extra deck that can only be special summoned by the Claw of Hermos from your hand or field. If the monster is set, reveal it. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. So pretty much just like Timaeus. Um, I I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what Joey's fusions are going to be. I imagine they're going to be fusion union monsters where they can equip onto other monsters, because I remember in the anime all the things that he fused with Hermos, they were all equip spells. Like there was the Red Eyes sword, the Time Wizard hammer, and some bazooka thing, I believe, rocket launcher that he made with rocket launcher. So I imagine all his fusions are going to be Union monsters. I mean, it would only make sense, um, because it'd be pretty silly to have a sword as a monster. I mean, we do have monsters who are objects, so I mean, it wouldn't be something new. It would just be, it would make more sense to make them Union monsters. And then next up, Legendary Knight Kretus, which is level 8 Light Warrior, same as Hermos and um, Timaeus. Same attack, same defense, same summoning restriction. And then the first effect is just like well, actually, this says target one face up. I think Hermos. All right, so yeah, Hermos. So yeah, first effect is the same. You target one spell or trap card on the field and banish it. And then for his number two effect, it's when this card is targeted for an attack, you can target one trap card in your graveyard, set it to your side of the field. It can be activated during the turn it is set, which I think is a really good effect because it's not a once per turn effect. So I'm thinking if they attack you and then you set like a Mirror Force or D Prison or something, and you can still activate it on that same attack, I think Critias will be one of the main knights that you're going to be wanting to have out in a deck that revolves around three, because as I showed you in the very beginning of this episode, they do have a fusion monster. So I mean, if you can activate that Mirror Force, Deep Prison, um, Magic Cylinder, etc., on that same attack that he is targeted for, I think this card will be probably one of the more expensive. I think it will be the most expensive knight of the three if you don't count the fusion, because that is a pretty good effect. And then you have the spell card, which um, it's a normal spell card, and it's basically the same thing, just like the other two, except this one you send one trap card listed on a fusion monster, because all of Kaiba's fusions revolved around fusing Critias with trap cards. There was Mirror Force, Crush Card Virus, and there was one other one. I believe that there was a third fusion. I can't think of it at the moment, however. But but yeah, you send one trap card either from your hand or your side of the field, just like you would if you were doing a normal fusion, and you fusion summon the monster, the fusions. You would fusion summon the fusion monster, once you send the materials. So I can't wait to see the. I really hope that the Crush Card Dragon is strong. I mean, I know his stats aren't that great. In the anime they were 1900. It was 1900 attack, and I'm not quite sure what his defense was. But I'm really hoping that uh, that Crush Card Dragon is a lot better than the trap card is now with its errata. Alright, so now last but not least, we have the fusion of all of them. It is Knight of Destiny. He is a level 10 light warrior type fusion effect monster. His attack and defense are unknown. And his effect is must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You do not use polymerization. So as you can see, you send Timaeus, Critias, and Hermos, all the legendary knights for his fusion. And he has three effects. His first one is this card is unaffected by other card effects. His second one is during damage calculations, if this card attacks or was attacked, you can have this card's attack and defense become the same as the attack of the monster on the field with the highest attack. And then third, when this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 3 legendary knight monsters from your hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions, which which is pretty nice, but mainly its 1 and 2 effect I think are what makes this card amazing, because basically you get all 3 knights out, and then you send them, you go for this guy, you special summon him in defense, and then you basically have a perfect wall, the perfect defense, because he's unaffected by other card effects, meaning he can't be destroyed by card effects. No Dark Hole, no Regeki, no Black Rose. You can't you can't send him back to the extra deck with like Compulse, Castell, um, Grand Mole. You can't grab him with 101. Well, I mean he'll be in defense position, but I mean even if he was in attack position, you wouldn't be able to grab him with 101. Or you can't grab him with Mind Control, with Snatch Steal. You have to destroy him by battle. And if he's in defense position, well, there's no way that you're going to get over him. I don't think Honest or Bujingi Crane works, because um, with priority gone, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you attack him, his effect will activate first, and then you can activate. Then you can chain Honest or Crane. I believe that is how it how it works with priority gone. Unless they brought priority back, and I was never informed about it. Uh, which means basically, Honest or Crane will go first, and then he'll copy the attack. So and since he is unaffected by other card effects, that mean I'm pretty sure that means that you can't negate him either with Effect Veiler, Breakthrough, Fiendish Chain. I don't think you can negate his effect. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, this card, it just seems like, to me, the way that I'm interpreting that 1 and 2 effect, you summon this guy in defense and you got the perfect wall. I mean, you might as well run Exodia in the deck, because there's no way that they're going to be able to get over this card. Unless, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is if it's basically the same ruling uh, as a Apo Cliffort Towers or Killer, which is its OCG name. Whereas um, before you summon this card, if your opponent activates Skill Drain, or its Skill Drain is already active on the field before he comes out, then his effects are negated. But if Skill Drain is chained to his summoning or is activated while he is already on field, he is unaffected by Skill Drain, and therefore his effects will not be negated. So that is one way to get around him, is to have Skill Drain already out on the field before your opponent goes for him. But yeah. Anyways, let me know down in the comments section what you guys think about this card, and what you think about the Knights in general. Do you think the Knights will become a meta deck? You think they'll be up there with let's see, for the TCG it'd be Cliffords, Burning Abyss, Shaddolls, and Necros. Do you think they'll be able to compete with those top decks easily? Or do you think they're just going to remain as sort of like a fun friend versus friend at school or something deck? Um, so yeah, again, let me guys know what you think about this card and the archetype in general, and I'll catch you guys later. Fox out.